Alright, so I had an idea and I wanted to kind of roll with it and see, and record it live and kind of see what I come up with. So we're going to go ahead and import our, where are you? SK Mannequin. Alright, so now I've got him. I'll just go ahead and delete the bones, why not? And I'm going to set a new layer and set him to reference so I can't select him. And then let's go ahead and make a backpack of sorts. So polygons. This is going to be the most beautiful backpack you've ever seen in your life. And let's go ahead and smooth that once. I'll just stretch it out like that. You know what? I want it to look decent. So we'll do this, and then vertex. Right. And then I think I'm going to expand those out a bit. Edge. I'll do the same there. Beautiful. That is a beautiful backpack. Okay, so now we have edges that we can work with, but I think I want some substance to them, so I'm not going to do the edge. I'll just do the faces, and we can reconnect them down here. Okay, so extrude. Go ahead and do this, and then I'll scale those down a bit. Edge here and here. Scale those down a bit. You want to take your time and model it out. I just want to do this quick. Select that one. Select the bottom as well. Bring it up. And you know what? I want it to match. That's going to drive me crazy. So I'll just go ahead and delete half of it. Project mode. And I'll put it back together once I'm done here. Okay, so let's move it closer. Yeah, okay, that works. Face. Bring that down over. And I want to flatten that out a little bit more. Let's bring this vertex in. Let me make it square. Same thing with the back one. Yeah, that works. I don't like that very much, but that's okay. Alright, so now we've got that face going. We'll select that, extrude. Go ahead and do that. Let's rotate that down a little bit so it's facing down more. And we also want to go over. Now, this outer ring here, this yellow ring, it rotates based on the perspective. Wherever you're looking, that's where it rotates. So because I wanted it to rotate in that direction, I kind of looked this way up top, and then I rotated it, and it rotated along that axis. And then if you click in here, it's kind of like a free rotate. So now we'll extrude again. just a little bit. And press G. We can extrude one more time. Extrude again. Now I want to start bringing that face back. A little too flat. G. Bring it back more. Let's go ahead and rotate that guy up. And do kind of this thing. G. Okay. And now I'll just go ahead and bridge those two. It's not beautiful, but it works. Okay. So now I'll just modify freeze transformations to zero all these out. And then Shift D to duplicate it. You see how we have the X value. Do -1. So now we have our backpack going through there. Mesh, combine, combine. And then we'll go to vertex. If I select all the center vertices, you'll see we have 32. So go to edit mesh, merge, we have 16. So it merged all of those together. If it doesn't, undo, and then go into the settings, and you can change the threshold. So you can make this, make the threshold larger for vertices that are more that are farther apart, and so on. Okay. So now there's several ways we can go about doing this. And actually, I want to edit mesh. Nope, mesh tools. They keep moving my stuff. Mesh display. That's right. Okay, soften edge. Now let's see. Yeah, that'd be alright. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, there's a few different ways we can go about doing this. What I was thinking was doing a bone like here on the strap, and then another bone here, and then doing our soft body between those two, and then one bone for the actual backpack itself, so the backpack itself would kind of droop. Um, so we'll kind of test that theory out. Nope, I want front. And then let's hide him. Okay, so now let's go over to rigging, skin. Nope, not skin, highlight. Rigging here, bones. And we'll go ahead and make one bone right in the center. And I want to make that bone bigger so I can actually see where it is. Okay. And let's go ahead and move that guy right in there. And we'll go to shading, X-ray joints, so we can kind of see through it. Okay. So this will be our backbone, essentially. So now we want a bone here. And I'm gonna hit Q and deselect that so it's not linked together in the hierarchy. And then right there. Alright, so now to actually link those together. General editors, hypergraph hierarchy. Oh, and I want to give them names real quick before I do that. So joint, bag, bone. This one will be top strap bone. This one will be bottom strap bone. Okay. So the backbone I want to be the, excuse me. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. So the backbone I want to be the main. That's going to be essentially the root, I guess. We'll try that. So in order to link them, you middle mouse button click, hold it down, and drag over, and it'll actually parent the bone to it. Okay? Alright, and shading X-ray joints. So now when you select this center joint, it'll do it. And actually, let's do 2 more joints. I forgot about that. Shading X-ray joints. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and do 2 more joints here. Going to the side view here. And big one right there. G. Big one right there. Oh, oops. Big one right there. And it linked it, but that's okay. So now we'll go back into our hypergraph hierarchy. And actually, no, we won't, because and don't worry about that. I'll fix that in a moment. Okay, top one, bottom strap bone 2, top strap bone 2. Okay, so now let's go back into our hierarchy here, and we'll just drag that out, and we want these to be connected to the root as well. And I misspelled that. Let me fix that. Okay, so now we kind of have our fancy little setup here. All right. Okay. So now select the bone, select the mesh, skin, bind skin. So now if we move this stuff around here, you see that it's right to it. And let's go ahead and paint those weights up a little bit. Right, we'll start at the bottom here. And I want to flood it with the value of 0. Let's flood this with the value of 1. So none of the other bones get weights on them. And we'll go ahead and paint. So yeah, we'll just go through and paint these guys up here. That looks pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and lock that one. And I want to move straight on to our bottom strap here. So we stop there. And we'll just go through and paint these up. Okay, we'll go ahead and lock that one. And now if we hit our bag, oh, let's link that to our top strap here. Now we can undo it. And we shouldn't have any weights sticking out on that one. Alright, cool, cool. So now we can work on our next one here. I want to see. Okay. Okay, so I did go out to there. I'll go ahead and do that. And I mean, it's a semi-tedious process, but it's it's pretty worth it in the end, I'd say. Okay, I went way further down with this. Alright, so now the bottom guy here. I'm pretty sure I went to here. Not like, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you overlap them. It's actually probably better that you do. Because I have the bone locked, so it shouldn't undo it. Okay, so now I want to check. Lock. And now you'll see that our bag is just all this guy here. Okay. And we can unlock all these and then just actually let me lock these real Okay, no, that's fine. All right. So now we have our bag. So if I go ahead and grab this guy. Oh yeah, I definitely need to smooth that. That's a little too much. Paint skin weights. Okay, now that's much better. It's got more of a stretch to it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that with the other ones as well. I'm gonna keep that locked. Unlock you. Okay, I went all the way to the middle with it. Oh yeah, I gotta unlock you. Basically, just kind of smooth these out a little bit. And it's a little bit more. And I don't want any weight over here. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so if I select these guys, move them up. Alright, that's not too bad. We'll kind of roll with that. I know the bottom isn't done, but that's okay. Alright, so what I want to do now, I want to go ahead and delete him. Delete the layer. So our scene's cleaned up. So now we can export all. This will be backpack. Export all. And now let's hop into Unreal. I'll put this right in here. Backpack right there. Open. Um, Clear. Because it has its own skeleton, we don't want to select a skeleton there. I don't want texture. Import. Alright, so now we have our backpack. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add that. Skeletal mesh. Up there. We'll parent that to spine 1. Alright, maybe we'll... Okay, here, let me fix that real quick. Make our jobs a little bit easier. Just set that to 000. Export all. Back. Export all. Hop into here. Let's re-import that. Save all. Okay, so now we can do mid spine 3 the highest one. Let's turn off real time. Oh, that's upside down. It's interesting. Why is the pivot there? Oh, maybe no. No, it wasn't upside down. I'm crazy. I am crazy. Alright. Okay, so now I'll turn on real time again. There, now our character has the backpack. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's go go ahead and get rid of these for now. Okay. So now this is where the testing comes in. Because personally, I do not remember how I'm supposed to do this. So I'm going to do it in its own animation blueprint. We'll try it out. So spring controller, and we want backbone, maybe. Okay. So I may have done that wrong. Let me. Oh yeah, ha! I have to. Okay. So in that case, let's go ahead and pop at the backbone. I'm thinking I definitely did this wrong. Yes, I did. Okay. So I did it backwards. So I gotta go in and fix that real quick, which is rather unfortunate. But I may be able to get away with it by just switching these over. So we'll see. Let's pop in our hierarchy here. And basically we want Alright, let me disconnect all these again. Alright, so we want top strap bone, 1, and top strap bone 2 to be linked. And we want these two to be linked. Ah, okay. What do I need to do here? Okay, so let me go ahead and create another bone. This will be our root. Okay. So now root will handle these two, handle these two. And I want them connected like that. Oops. Interesting. Not quite sure why it's not letting me parent multiple bones. Let's check that out. Um, Alright, let's just try it like this. Where it's not linked and see what kind of comes of this. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to because I actually changed the rig. I'm gonna have to delete all these. So let's open up our character here. I'm gonna clear this because it needs to generate a new skeleton and all that. Yeah, it's not referencing it anymore. Okay, so import backpack open and clear. Import all. Save. And this is still parented, so it should pop it right back in place, which it does. Excellent. Now create and a blueprint. Okay, and now spring controller, and we'll try. Why is that still doing backbone as parent? That's not right. I changed it. And again, I gotta do. I don't understand why it's doing backbone as parent. Yeah, I don't understand why it's doing backbone as parent still, because it's definitely not parent. Okay, so do. Oh, it's right here. Open this guy up, and I guess I'll just put him on there. Export all. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So now, let me clear this. And none. Close. Delete these again, because it's got to regenerate everything again. Import. Clear. Import all. And create and a blueprint. Open this guy up. Spring. There we go. Okay. So it had to be parented. The only issue now is it's going to stretch from one side and not the other. So what I need to do is actually put in two bones. But let's check this out and see if it works. Backpack. Backpack. Oh, hey. It's stretching from all of them. That's awesome. I didn't think it would. I thought it would only stretch from the one. Okay. So now we just got to adjust our settings here. Limit displacement. How long a bone can stretch beyond its length. Let's do 1. Maybe 5. And the spring stiffness to 150. Okay. Let's do 0.5, see what that goes. That's a little bit better. Not too bad, you know. Moves around a little bit much. Spring damping, 10. Yeah, oh yeah, that's much better. Take a look at that. See, it just moves around just a little bit. Just enough to kind of make it believable. I'm sure messing with the settings a little bit more, it would make it cleaner, but that's pretty good start to it. Okay, so basically what we learned here, in a nutshell, is you don't actually need all these bones. All you need is two bones. You need one bone, like where this root bone is. Just do one there, and then one inside the back. Excuse me, inside the backpack. And then when you do your weights, just make sure all the straps are attached to one bone, and then the actual bag itself is attached to another bone, and that's really all you need. Um, and then just go ahead and set up your spring controller. Um, let me put that back to one. I want to see. Okay, yeah. So actually, if I do this, maybe a bit less. Oh, I think that's a little too much, but yeah, you get the picture. So basically, create a custom animation blueprint for just the bag. Add your spring controller, select the bone that's inside the bag bone. Limit displacement, and I have it set to 5. You could mess with that all you want. Spring stiffness minus 150, damping 10, and this is just standard. Um, and I want to play with those two. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's alright. I'll mess with it later. And there's also more. Okay, so that's the alpha bias. That's what this range is in between. All right, well, cool. I like it. That's how you would do, a backpack. You can kind of do the same concept for, like I was saying earlier, article of clothing. Um, a belt, a skirt, a cape. A cape. Well, the skirt and a cape would be cloth simulation, not spring. Um, but I mean, you get the idea. You could also do this for, let's say, like a sword, a sheathed sword on their hip or whatever. Do the spring controller, and then you can mess with the rotation values as well. So filter channels will rotate. Actually, let's rotate instead of that. No, not gonna do it. It might be too tight. Let's see. All right. Set that to 1. And we'll set. Actually, let's not limit it. Okay. Let's limit it. We'll do 15. Let's try 15. Alright, so that's a little too much. But it's now rotating. It's not just doing going backwards per se. Let's set all these back. No, no, I want to do that back to F15. Alright, well, cool. So that's that video. Thanks for watching.